Broadcast. So, oh, it just doubled. Do it again, it'll be working. You can do it. Oh, you can't.
Hey everybody, it's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with
An asshole.
not just any asshole, my friend, the captain of all assholes, Brandon!
I'm sorry, my brain stopped. It's
Oh,
been happening a lot lately.
so this is the first time in, I think, months since we've done a video, ever since the whole virus thing been going on. So, but we decided it's the 30th takeover here for NXT. I think it's a good way to kind of come back. We just talk about some wrestling, and we give our thoughts about the show because...
Speaking about viruses, how long do you think before they start doing this psychotic scare thing with freaking digital herpes? Your fingers always touching computers and shit. Yeah, I bet it's fun to play with the screen. I thought this was about wrestling. Nope.
Well, I mean, the virtual stuff, I mean, it's technically wrestling. You got the virtual fans, the Thunderdome and everything. I mean...
2 men enter! Multiple fans fall asleep! That was a good one right there. You're like, I gotta write that one. No!
So, with that being said, yes, SummerSlam will be tomorrow. Brandon might do a review tomorrow together for SummerSlam. I don't know yet, but guarantee...
It depends if I fall asleep during the show.
I will do a review. I guarantee a review will be tomorrow, but I'll see what happens with Brandon tomorrow, but I cannot guarantee. But we're going to guarantee...
Like, he might not be on the show. Oh, thank God.
So...
The show won't be over half an hour.
So, but we're Brandon and I are here now. We're going to talk about the good old-fashioned NXT. We're going to talk about what we like, what we didn't like, and give our overall thoughts.
NXT Takeover.
NXT Takeover 30. So, we'll talk about...
I give it 3 tans.
So, we'll go ahead. We're going to get through the card, and we'll talk about what we like, we didn't like it. Then we'll give each our overall scores out of 10. So, we'll go ahead and start with the opening contest. We have Finn Balor taking on Timothy Thatcher and Timothy Thatcher's debut NXT TakeOver event. This was the last minute match they threw in right after NXT episode this week, so this was the 5th match they entered. It was the opener. Now, let me just say this. If you're looking for a fast-paced, athletic competition, this is not the type of match. If you've been watching the Timothy Thatcher matches for the past couple months now, you know what his type of style is. And I like to call it the Brandon style, basically because Brandon loves this type of style when it comes to his wrestlers. So if you talk about it, he likes Matt Riddle, Pete Dunne, Zack Sabre Jr., and Daniel Bryan, especially when he first came up. Like, he's a big fan of the catch, technical, joint division wrestling.
How about now? What if I twist this? Ooh, what's this do? And it's just like, yeah.
So,
like, literally, that's why I can't be a wrestler. Because I'd be talking to the guy, being a smartass, and right when he's like, it doesn't hurt. Oh, yeah? Well, really? On live TV.
So,
yeah. How many people want to see that? Just a jackass wrestler. And you're just like, that son of a bitch. Dodged the clothesline, gave him a wedgie. That's just a gimmick, an added gimmick. The one wrestler nobody likes. Doesn't go after championships, but makes you regret ever stepping in the ring with him. I don't think I can taste my underwear.
Toru Yano? Oh, hey! So, we'll get more about that. So, we'll go ahead and start with you. What are your overall thoughts about... We'll just talk about Timothy Thatcher, in your opinion.
Honestly, I don't have an opinion because this is the first time I've seen him. You know, he definitely has a face that's made for radio. But his style is just what I've always liked about wrestling. This is what I enjoy seeing. Ground and pound, nitty gritty, nothing pretty, but counter, grapple. I love that shit because if you don't know what the fuck you're doing or where the fuck anyone else is, fuck, it looks bad. This guy knew where he was at all times, knew what was going on. He put on a great show, gave one hell of a match to Finn Balor. Finn Balor's pulling off great matches. I think Finn Balor needs a shave because he doesn't look good with a beard. Um, come on. And let's face facts. At this point, Finn Balor's getting busted open every NXT that he's in, from his elbow to just bleeding from the mouth. Every match I see him right now, he's always busted open somehow. From a tiny scratch, because I've seen him get scratched right here, to flat out always bleeding from the same elbow. And I'm like, dude, the fuck are you doing? And I get it. It might be possibly pushing the ring. It could be that he just has really weak skin on his elbow. I don't fucking know. But he definitely is bleeding more than Orton, which definitely concerns me. Yeah, think about that one. The other issue that, of course, is with all this COVID shit and virus and the blah, 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 you'd think that someone would have vocalized it by now about the whole bleeding thing. It's not necessary. Don't fucking push it for the show. Just saying. Great match. Great fucking match. Both players did a good job, but I honestly thought it would have lasted just a little bit longer than that, simply because it was going the way of a submission match. But Bella tends to pick up the pace during his matches, and he shuts the whole show down. Bastard. for being the first time I've seen him on NXT, for being his debut for an NXT Takeover, he did very well. Dude, I got nothing else to say about that. Yeah. That was just a really great match.
You kind of mentioned about the styles, and sometimes I've always liked it. But sometimes if you get two same styles, sometimes they work, sometimes don't. But sometimes I've always said this, when you take two different styles, they sometimes have the best chemistry. For example, one of the better examples I like to say that currently happens is like Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. Kota Ibushi is more the athletic, strong kicker, more quicker pace, and Zack's more the grounded submission.
Well, he's also a high flyer too, if you think about it. Some of his techniques are up off the ropes.
That's what I mean by agility, high flying speed. While Zack is more grounded,
keep you on the ground.
Submission joint.
But I like to refer to it, and this is not anything right now. But if I had to define verbally this style of wrestling, is I like Zack Sabre Jr.'s way of doing it. I would call it submission shift specialist, not a submission specialist, but a submission shift specialist, because he shifts, and that's what we love about it. We like to see what the fuck he's going to do next. Just because the guy, he clearly has him in the lock. He goes, fuck it, I'm going to go after a different one. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And now he's got something else. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then he does it again. You're like, wait, whoa, you're not even going to sit there and kind of work the joint a little bit. You're just going to go, from the right nut to the left nut. What? It's what keeps you on the edge of your seat. You want to see what part of the guy you're going to start working on next.
Because he's so skinny, he's more flexible, so he can bend easier and try to get everything. But that's why he calls him Gumbucules. It's not.
Yeah, that guy always has a hold of you. You can't get loose, and he's all around you in places you don't know how the fuck he got there, and you're just like, guess what I'm grabbing next? That's not possible. Oh my god, he did it anyways. Yeah, it's like that. So
but besides I got a little bit out there, but at the end of the day, this was Timmy Thatcher's Takeover debut.
And I'm so happy they found someone that has that style for NXT. That's one of the big things that NXT is missing. They have plenty of guys with aggression and size and speed
and power and stuff like that.
High flying. They have all this talent. This is what they're missing out of their entire roster. A shift submission specialist is not just a specialist, because they're able to move and move and move. There's always something new you can do. There's always something new that they can pull off and still keep a hold of people. And if they're a specialist like that, they know what it means to keep a hold of something. In other words, if they're ever at a point where both wrestlers are at risk, they know, okay, I'm going to grab this guy here, make it look like I'm trying to do something, but in return, I'm keeping him centered, balanced. He's not going to fall off the ropes and kill himself, or God forbid, grab me and pull me down with him. This is what they need. It's very technical, but it's more, because you have to be very fluid with your shifting. Otherwise, I hit the side of the ring. Damn it! I kicked the referee in the shin. It's going to be seen.
Kind of like, again, like Brand kind of pointed out, he almost kind of looked like, the style's kind of almost like an MMA type of thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, The match was good for what it was. It was what it needed to be. It was a great mix of blend, but Timmy Thatcher did not look weak, even though he lost. This was just the first showing for Takeover, so he was capable of. And we're going to see where it goes from here. Maybe this actually turns into a feud. Maybe Timothy goes down the line and wins the North American Championship eventually, maybe down the road. It's possible. We'll get to the North American Championship actually in a minute. But overall, I thought this was a solid, strong match to kick off. Nothing flashy, but just ground pound, just exactly what I want. Hard-hitting, submission, ground pound fighting is basically what it was. So.
Great way to catch your attention just to kick off the show.
Yeah. Then, speaking of catching the show, we got the second match. The ladder match for the vacant North American Championship.
Just call it what it is, the match of the night.
So, we have Mr. Fire, Velveteen Dream. We have Damian Priest, Thick Boy, Bronson Reed, or Bam Bam Bigelow. We got Johnny Gargano, and we got Cameron Grimes. Woo! Everybody, I like how everybody loves Cameron Grimes now. I love it. I love everybody's on the Cameron Grimes bandwagon now. It's great.
How can you not like a guy who loves his hat? Come on.
He literally looks like a North Carolina Rob Zombie. He looks like Rob Zombie.
You should have seen Rob Zombie when he did his White Zombie stuff. He wore a top hat.
It wouldn't be surprising if he might have some inspiration on that. But anyways, so we had the 5-man ladder match. Now, the last time we had a ladder match, they did a 6-woman match at Full Sail, and it was a little clunky. It wasn't bad. So I was kind of skeptical of how they're going to do this at Full Sail. I was expecting maybe they do this whole event at the Thunderdome show. It was a bigger arena. It would have been better. But I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I was like, let's just give this a chance. It's Full Sail. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Again, I will say the New Orleans ladder match for the inaugural championship was 1,000 times better. I'll say that right now. But this match was still fun for what it was. Everyone had their little moments and shined into it. Yes, everybody, Velveteen Dream did not fucking win, so you could stop bitching about that. So, we'll get into some of the spots there.
Jesus Christ.
So, like I said, Bronson Reed came out with a tribute to Bam Bam Bigelow with the flames and everything. I really like that touch. Everybody had their moment of shine. Everybody did. From Bronson Reed, jumping off a ladder with Candice LeRae on shoulders and just basically splatting Johnny Gargano all over the canvas.
He didn't do it once, he did it twice.
Oh, yeah, the senton, too. He did that senton, too, on Gargano Dream. When they both had an edge of ladder.
Yeah,
and it was just a senton in the middle.
You could see it. Gargano was like, that was really stupid. Dream's in there going, yeah, come here. Oh, it was great watching Gargano roll out of the ring holding what little of his intestines were in the wrong spot. To call Candice, the girl over Candice LeRae and be like, "Are you okay, baby?" And she's like, "Fuck you. I want a divorce. No more fat guys."
Velveteen Dream climbed up a ladder, and Jamie Priest actually hitting a disaster kick, but actually take out the ankle, which caused him to fall off, was interesting. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I thought it was like he can't reach his head, but then it's like, no, he got the leg instead.
I don't need to. His head is where he will land.
Cameron Grimes took a really bad bump on the bridge ladder portion, and Brandon called it.
Cameron Grimes took a lot of bad bumps tonight, and I was sitting here going, he better walk away with the championship because, let's face facts, you don't get that many ladders shoved up your ass and smashed back and forth that many times. And walk away like, way to go, team! I didn't win the ladder. I didn't win the ladder, but I walked away with the championship. No, I didn't win the championship, but I walked away with ladder marks all over my body. You know, you don't. It's like they better give him something after tonight. And you know, I picked Cameron Grimes.
Well, I think a lot of people
I thought would win simply because literally he's been on a roll. His character is loved or hated. It's just relevant. He is a relevant character, period. NXT has a handful of characters that are relevant. He is the lowest positioned person of interest that's relevant in the NXT right now. There's a lot of them that are not relevant at all. Don't matter. Like Killian Dane. Tons of freaking talent with that guy.
Potential, yeah.
But he's not relevant because he has no character. But the biggest problem is they don't use him except as, stomp bait. And I was like, okay, I saw the preview for the Undisputed Era shit, and I was like, really, you did it to Killian Dane? Out of all the little guys who are nobodies that you could have stomped flat, you did that to Killian Dane?
Well,
Gotcha.
Well, they took out Drake Maverick because they were having a match. So they took out both of them technically.
Yeah.
But anyways, but again, kind of going back to Cameron Grimes because I hate saying this because
his character is very light. It's there.
Well, again, it just kind of goes back to it just goes back to when they first did this breakout tournament. They brought in all these young guys like Joaquin Wilde, ACH, Cameron Grimes, and Bronson Reed, and Dexter Loomis. They brought all these guys in, and the guy that won ended up being fired and released, and is nowhere near WWE anymore.
ACH.
Yeah, he won. And look what's happened now. Bronson Reed's now, they're clearly giving him a slow push. Cameron Grimes is clearly the future of the company. They really see big things. Dexter Loomis, they're high on right now. Joaquin Wilde is now part of a faction now with the Cruiserweight Champion. So he's in a prime position right now.
The other guy that was tagging with him?
Yeah, well, Raul Mendoza, he's been in NXT for a while since the Cruiserweight Classic. But
now he's part of a faction.
Yeah, so now thank God he's being used because I'm a huge fan of Raul Mendoza. But like I said, Cameron Grimes took a bad bump. Ouch. Velveteen Dream took a nasty bump, and this one didn't come out of nowhere.
A couple of them.
Yeah, he got a couple of bumps, but the one towards the end where he got launched out of the ring. Now, when I saw us, like, what's going on? And I thought he was going through a barricade. He's like, is he going to hit a barricade? And nope, there's no barricade. He just flung out onto the other side of the ring and crashed to a table. And everybody on that table just jumped out like, what the fuck just happened? We got Rainy Blackman.
He did! He did! He did! A purple rainmaker falling from the sky!
Prince has come back to us. My God, he's blacker.
So, it was great. The whole match was great from start to finish.
Again, the drama at the very end where it looked like Cameron Grimes was going to win, but then John Gargano came in, Bronson Reed kind of got in, and we thought, John Gargano's going to win, and the last minute, Damian Priest and Gargano were holding the strap. The belt was gone. It was loose, and it was just who was going to grab it, and Damian Priest ended up knocking Gargano down and finally winning his first championship.
Long overdue.
You could tell they were high on Priest, but they never pulled the trigger quite on him yet. I think they were doing the whole – I think what they were doing is they were doing the whole Rollins Money in the Bank test with him. It was like before they gave him the title, they wanted to see what he was capable of and see if he can hold his own. And that's why they gave him like practice matches with guys like Dane and Pete Dunne and Keith Lee and to kind of see if he was going there. Plus now he's a kind of a babyface now. They kind of turned him babyface now. With Jonathan Dijakovic might leaving NXT, they need that new tall babyface kind of guy. So they doing that with Priest. So
they have that person. It's that chick with the Dakota Kai.
So so that means that Damian Priest ended up winning. Like I said, it was a car crash. It was fun. It was dramatic. Which again, I love ladder matches where they have you on the edge of your seat, like you're just like, oh!
It was a car wreck, and you're just like going from one scene of the crime to the next. You're just like, oh god, it can't get it much worse. Go to the next one, like, oh fuck, it did. Yeah, it was great, and you're just like, it was horrible, but it was great.
Poor Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes walking around going, fuck, that was stupid.
Well, I'll say this. Cameron Grimes earned everybody's respect in the back probably after that match.
I need 3 bottles of whiskey and a bathtub full of ice.
Too bad fucking Damian Priest stole his wine or his alcohol for the hot tub. By the way, Damian Priest was
like that was necessary.
Well, I mean, that fits his gimmick. He's all about the money and women. He files it himself. It's like, it's all about money and women for me. So it fits his character. So, but Damian Priest ended up winning. So congratulations to him.
I'm glad I wasn't there because I'd be over there with a knife inscribing onto his Hummer. I just got a Hummer.
So that's what happened with that. So ladder match was fun. Fun match. Everyone got to shine in that match. And Damian Priest, congratulations. Now we'll see where he can go. Maybe they'll continue a feud with Cameron Grimes, and they could do a feud with that. There's a lot of potential now with Priest as champion. We'll see what happens and where they go.
I see him taking on Biggie Smalls.
Bronson Reed?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You figured it out on your own.
When I first heard Big E, I was like,
I gotta be the fat guy.
I was thinking when I first heard Big E, I was like, Big E, he's on SmackDown now. They was like, oh, Big E smells. Around some reason, like, yeah, okay. So, yeah, but that is a potential too, because he has a victory over Priest in a singles match, so he can always say, like, hey, I have a victory over you, I can challenge.
So does Jonathan Dijakovic.
But again, we don't know if he's going to go to the main roster or not. He could be going main roster soon. But we'll get to some predictions on that. Next match, we got Adam Cole versus one out of two debuts this weekend. Is Pat McAfee, the former NFL punt kicker for the Colts. So everybody, was for a lot of people, this was kind of random. It's like, why do they do this? First of all, this has been built up for 2 years. They've been at each other's throats for 2 years. The question was if this match was going to be bad or good. The whole point of this match was, what was Pat McAfee going to do? Because clearly he had no wrestling experience. This is his first match ever. He's been known for doing podcasts, interviews, football. He's an athlete, but he's never wrestled. And usually it comes to these celebrity athlete matches, they're always hit and miss. So it's all about their performance. And so that's what we kind of had to. It was like the Ronda Rousey situation. Although she was a fan of wrestling, she never did wrestling, and obviously she really improved immensely. So this was a big chance for Pat McAfee. So that's what we went into. So we had Cole coming out with Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era left. There was like, Cole was like, I got this. We have Pat McAfee healing up with his boys. It's talking shit about, makes his way to the ring, has his boys in the back. And basically the match itself, it was good. And Pat McAfee was a fucking athlete. I'm saying that right now. Like, holy fucking shit, this guy is a fucking athlete. He, for a debut, was one of the better debuts for a non-wrestler. If he wanted to, he could probably make a career out of this. I'm not going to lie. I was thoroughly impressed with him. Great obnoxious heel. He was a guy who just wanted to get his ass kicked. Just fucking great heel. But in all seriousness, the guy's an athlete. Like, he was doing like dives off the freaking top rope, like sentons. He did this beautiful, I like to call it the Will Ospreay move, where earlier he jumped off the top rope and did a moonsault, but landed on his feet and then just fucking jumped back up and did a suplex. And just went, are we watching Will Ospreay here in the 240-pound form with fucking beards and shit? But no, Cole's sold like a god. He made Pat McAfee look good. But Pat didn't look like a bitch either. He sold well for Adam Cole. These two worked really well together at the end of the day, though. The right man won. Cole had to win because there's no fucking way Adam Cole's going to lose to some fucking football player, interviewer in their match, because that would really hurt Adam Cole really bad, especially coming from a 400-day reign as NXT champion. So Cole needed that victory. It was kind of mixed. Some people kind of feared Pat might have won, Cole shot win, but Cole was the right decision to make. Now, this is done now. This was all about just what can Pat McAfee do, and he impressed. Now the question is, what will Adam Cole do? It seems like he's kind of a heel, but it's almost like he's slowly maybe turned to a babyface now with the kind of this feel. I don't know. With him being a babyface, this could go on to maybe towards the main event, which I can suggest. You might know what I'm talking about. So there's some ideas for that. But Cole won. It was the right move to make. Pat McAfee looked great. That's basically what this entire match was. The match was good, but it was all about how Pat worked well. Now for tomorrow, we'll see what Dominic Rey Mysterio will do in his debut match, which clearly he's had wrestling training for a while now. But we're going to see what he does tomorrow with Rollins, especially with a guy like Rollins, who's also a great worker. So bottom line, one half of the debuts this weekend was great. It was a great debut. It was a really fun match. Adam Cole won, and a discussion. Any other comments from you? We'll just talk about Pat McAfee as a whole, for you.
I'm good. I honestly was just like, okay, this is another one of those random, what do you call them, celebrity matches. I'm good. I'm good. Fuck football. I'm good. What? Fuck football. They get paid too damn much.
Well,
basketball too. Fuck them.
NBA bastards had to fucking put AEW on Saturday, and we got fucking spoiled.
They got forced to take steroids, and then they got fucked out of the fucking the Hall of Fame because they were forced to take steroids. Okay, so they've been fucked enough.
So,
NBA, I want you guys to start drug testing them for crack. I want to see. It's amazing what you can do when you don't have to eat or sleep or breathe to perform. Yeah, you can do a lot of shit, including play basketball.
so
Just want to say, when they take those towels to dry them down, they're really going, and let's do it!
So,
Just saying.
yeah. Anyways, so good performance. Next match, we have Dakota Kai challenging Io Shirai for the NXT Women's Championship. This is Dakota Kai's second takeover, I believe. The last one was the street fight with Tegan Knox. So this was a huge shoe for her to fill. She's been in the company for a couple of years now. This was her first official, I think, championship she's ever received. First of all, I want to say I'm happy they're finally giving this woman a push because she's fucking long overdue at this. The match itself, I thought, was solid. I don't think it was anything bad. It did start off a little slow, and it really picked up towards the end. But I thought the match was solid. I know these two are capable of more, I felt like. I think these two are more capable of doing what I think they could have done more. Before it did, it was fine. I would call it like a fine TV match. It wasn't getting anything terrible. You got Dakota working on Io Shirai's arm. That's the story. Io's arm was being worked on a lot. Io trying to make a comeback, underdog. Referee earlier got knocked out by fucking Dakota Kai, which Brand liked to point out.
Kick. That was a blatant kick. She's like, cue ball! It was like, she locked eyes with him. You know, and she's like, okay, my opponent's going that way. I got her. Squirrel! She's like, why isn't the ref ringing the bell?
So, they had
you know why? He's laying on the ground going, that pitch just kicked me. Yeah.
So we had that little moment. Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah. Just remember, if you're ever reffing a match, stay away from the fucking corner. Just an FYI. Get away from the corner. Someone's going to kick you in the head. Some fat guy's going to splash you.
Yeah. So.
Are you dead? You dead. Yeah, he's dead. Any bigger stick to poke him with.
So Raquel Gonzalez interfered. She one-hand powerbomb Io Shirai for a near fall. But Io Shirai ended up making a comeback. She did a moonsault, taking both out, and then hit moonsault to a pin. Dakota Kai to retain the championship. Afterwards, Raquel came back in, attacked her, and we got Rhea Ripley coming out. Looked like fucking Tiffany from. He says he looks like fucking Marlon Manson. I thought she
looked like Marilyn Manson. I was like, oh my god. Even the eye contacts that she put in, I was like, oh, yeah.
I thought she looked like fucking Tiffany from the Child's Play movies.
Nope.
If you've seen Tiffany, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
And if you've seen Marilyn Manson, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're just like,
touche.
That dude looks like a lady.
So
she plays him very well. Whatever.
I like Rhea Ripley. But anyways, Rhea Ripley.
So do I, but damn.
But anyways, Rhea Ripley locked eyes on Raquel, so it looked like they were teasing something there. The heels retreat and Dakota's out. They're out there. Rhea Ripley's outside, and you see this camera shot where you see Io Shirai. You know, she's facing the camera, hard camera. She's celebrating, but in the background, you see Rhea just staring at Io from the back. So it's almost like they're hinting that's probably where the next title match is going to be. I don't know if that means Rhea Ripley's going to turn heel again. I don't know if that's where they're going to go, but there is that little hint story there what the next feud might be for the next takeover, possibly, or NXT TV. We'll have to wait and see. But again, the match was fine for what it was. It was not the best women's match, but I've seen, again, especially for the main roster, we've seen way fucking worse. You have no idea. Come on,
I have no idea the shit that we have seen. Jesus was like, well, fuck, that was a mistake. And we're just like, yeah, dude, totally.
I mean, seriously, we were living through the Divas era age with Divas title. Let's just put it that way.
Can I have a bat that has a pretty little butterfly on it? Stephanie, do you want to get this one?
I don't want to get
Fuck it. Yeah, there you go. There's your stupid little butterfly belt. Go fuck yourself. No, don't do it to the other girls.
So again, decent match, but nothing really spectacular. Now, the main event, the big one, the Clash of the Titans, is Keith Lee, the NXT champion, taking on the undefeated Karrion Kross. So this match might be mixed for a lot of people. I don't know, not just for the result, but for the match itself, because the match is very, very fucking different from anything that we've seen. It was a lot slower. It was a lot more storytelling based. Similar to, I think it was similar to the Gargano Keith Lee match, where those two had potential, but they kept it more story based, a little bit slower than normal. So I don't know how long.
Let's just admit it. WWE likes to light people on fire. Okay, before it was Keith Lee, it was their new Intercontinental Champion, Jeff Hardy. We accidentally set off way too many fireworks as you were walking out and lit you on fire. What?
Actually, that was Undertaker. You remember that story, right?
Mm-mm.
This is an infamous story. So at Elimination Chamber 2010, Taker was set to defend his World Heavyweight Championship. And he was making his entrance, and one of the pyrotechnic guys fucked up bad. They shot off his fire, and it actually hit Taker and actually burned him. You watch the video back, if you watch the uncut version, Taker was so pissed, he just stormed into the chamber, took off his jacket, and he was pouring water himself. And apparently in the back, he fucking flipped shit, and that pyro guy got fired.
Well, when Matt and Jeff were having their feud for ejection out of the WWE, and Matt rigged the pyrotechnics, and they blew them when he walked out, and legitimately Jeff had been lit on fire.
Well, he wasn't on fire.
Let's just say it the way it is. WWE loves to light their personnel on fire.
I mean,
hey, if I own my own country, or my own company, yeah, I'd be lighting your ass on fire too. It's a motivational thing.
I think
learn to run faster. Learn to dodge. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
So when it comes to this, see, I have no. I want to say this right now. I had no problem with this match. My gripe with this, I think this match was done too soon. I think they should wait at least until the next takeover to done this for a couple of reasons. First of all, it would give Karrion Kross a few more months to get some more wins, develop his character. And second reason, it would have Keith Lee hold on to the NXT Championship a little bit longer, give him a little bit more of a reign. The minute they did this match, I knew there had to be only one fucking way. Only one way, and it had to be Karrion Kross winning, because the minute Karrion Kross lost, his mystique would have been dead in the water. It would have been like Fiend losing to Goldberg.
And we both already knew Karrion Kross is supposed to be the new face of NXT.
He's a top project right now. You can tell they're high on him.
And the way he is, the size of him, the way he wrestles. When he shut down Ciampa, we realized this is going to be what Brody Lee has probably become now. He's supposed to be this unstoppable force that can't be stopped. He topples all other things.
Someone actually said this the best. He's the NXT's Brock Lesnar, basically.
Yeah.
He's the unstoppable force that comes out.
This is the guy that I legitimately want to see Smokey McSmoke come back to NXT and face.
Smokey
McSmoke? The pothead?
Oh, Matt Riddle?
That one.
Bro.
That would be an interesting match. Him versus Karrion Kross.
Walter and Karrion Kross. Woo! Woo! Oh, Walter!
No, because I literally see Walter getting dropped on his head until he passes out. He's a big guy. I'm going to try to pick him up.
He fucking silent. But I know what you're saying. So, the match itself was interesting, to say the least. But the whole result was...
Look here. We see what we got here. We got ourselves a new NXT champion, Karrion Kross. This guy's a very wicked, very mean person who goes around with a lady with claws. I'm going to go touch him.
I mean, come on. With all due respect, Brad, if you've seen the outfit Scarlett...
Oh, he's pissed now!
To be fair, if you've seen her old stuff, Scarlett's old stuff back in the day, you would want to smack that ass. Just not lie.
I wouldn't touch her. I'd touch him to see if I can get away with it. He's going to fuck me up now, but I'm going to make sure he at least gets a jog out of it.
Come on, squeal, look at me. Squeal.
That fat fuck just jumped in the hot tub and said, come on, get in the water, it's fine.
So,
every few seconds he'd come up for air and go, whee! Can't get a hold of that fat fucking son of a bitch.
So
he's pissed now.
So basically, this this was just like, this was a Clash of the Titans type of situation. They're going back and forth. Karen was actually working a lot of the arm. That was the story they were kind of telling, too similar to Io Shirai, trying to find out who has a little bit more to tank.
Well, shit, that's what they did with Adam Cole. Adam Cole was working the arm too when he won the NXT Championship.
Yeah, no,
so,
actually,
yeah,
but Io Shirai too, like in her matches earlier with Dakota. So it's not uncommon. So they had to do the ending, and they had the style suplex off the top rope, and
that sucked.
And he won with
bad.
it. Now, I don't know about you guys. I get the style suplex is kind of one of Karrion Kross's signature finisher type maneuvers. But I don't know about you guys. It just felt very abrupt.
It literally felt like the count wasn't in sequence, which made me feel that he wasn't supposed to get the 3 count, but something happened. We don't know. It's not been reported so far, so we don't know.
To me, it just felt abrupt. But regardless how we feel.
I'm sorry, if I were 350 pounds and someone dropped my fat ass on my head from the second rope, what little left of my consciousness be like, please don't shit my pants. I wouldn't care about a 1, 2, 3, I no longer have a belt thing. I'd be like, just don't shit your pants. For the love of God, don't shit yourself. National television, whole locker room, don't shit your pants.
Yeah. So now the ultimate question is now Karrion Kross is champion, which it was going to happen this year. I'm saying right now. But Karrion Kross being champion, there are some possibilities now who could challenge. So you could do a Keith Lee and Kross 2, maybe give a stipulation this time.
Maybe Keith Lee becomes full on
more aggressive, serious side.
He drops the.
Well, you saw that with the promo package, like.
Yeah, that was about a friend. They were promoting Keith Lee. You wronged. You hurt my friend. I'm going to hurt you back. That's all that was. Now Keith Lee starts picking a fight with Kross and attacks him from behind. Something like that. That would be very interesting.
So again, you could do Keith Lee in a rematch. Ciampa's returning to NXT now, so they always do a rematch with them because Ciampa and Kross have had history. Kross is the one that took out Ciampa for months now. We have not seen Ciampa since the last Takeover, so you could do that. Finn Balor just got a big victory on Takeover. They could always interject him into a match.
That would be one hell of a match. Finn Balor versus Kross.
Adam Cole, if he's a babyface, they could always do Cole and Kross because that's what they were teasing before the whole winner takes all thing. That's what they're teasing.
And it's funny because with him talking about how small Adam Cole is, Adam Cole's like 3 feet shorter, 2.5 feet shorter than freaking Kross, and you're just like, you're a peanut.
Yeah, but he's still skilled. But like I said, with Kross,
Karrion Kross still gonna hurt him. He's like, ow, oh, that hurts so much. How you doing, little man? Hey, check this out.
And also keep in mind too, there's also potentials for future matches. Let's say maybe Damian Priest holds on to the belt for a while, but he loses it to like Cameron Grimes. Bring in Priest because he's a babyface out. You can eventually do Priest versus Kross in the near future if you want to. There's another potential. So, Dexter Lumis, they've been high on him. Maybe if they groom him a little bit more, they could eventually do Lumis and Kross. So there's potential for opponents with Kross now as a challenger with him being champion. So although I disagree taking a title off Lee this soon, it was only a matter of time to get the title on Kross because he's a hot commodity right now. And with him being champion, there's a lot more potential talent. And plus, there's still talent coming into NXT that we haven't seen that could be, a big player in that game. So on one hand, Kross was going to be champion. I'm fine with that. I just think if I were booking, they should have just saved the title change for at least the next Takeover. So at least Keith gets kind of a little run with the belt. But
we'll obviously have to see where they go with it.
Yeah. Plus, you mean Keith Lee might be called up to main roster too.
We can't be saying that was a bad idea. They might be like, hey, we want Dijakovic and Keith Lee as a tag team on the main roster.
You may never know. Everyone, you don't know who's going to get called up to the main roster. Like we've heard people saying that Vince McMahon, his first impression of Keith Lee at that Survivor Series, it was like he was fucking impressed with him. He had a little brief showdown with Brock Lesnar at the Rumble, so they clearly see something. And so maybe that was just like, well, Vince wants Keith Lee maybe after SummerSlam, and he might want him on Raw or something for maybe a challenger for maybe either Drew McIntyre or Randy or whoever's WWE champion. We need him on Raw, so maybe you put him on there.
We're gonna put him on MVP's roster. MVP's freaking that stable. I'm like,
The beat
don't
her business.
do that.
Keith Lee needs to be his own guy. If he's going to be a tag team, he needs to be a tag team with somebody that actually makes sense. Not because he's fucking black, okay? we got the Hurt Business.
They have their tag team, then they'd have an extra person for their mid card, and he'd be their heavyweight guy.
Keith Lee, though, out of all the matches he's had, now he's throwing pancakes and wearing dildos. Okay.
Like, What about Big E?
Well, at least now he's starting to have
How's Kofi Kingston's WWE Championship run going?
Well, now he's injured.
Well, thank God he can still throw flapjacks.
No, like, in all seriousness, Big E's actually on a singles run right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, but anyways.
And still probably throwing pancakes after the crowd.
He's not really throwing pancakes. He's still doing the whole roll thing.
Do I look like I watch the main roster?
I know. I'm just letting you know.
If I need a joke, I'll watch something stupid on Nickelodeon.
Like everything on there?
Mm-hmm. If I need to punish children, I make them watch the main shows of Raw and SmackDown.
If you want, like, really badly, like, suicide stuff, I mean, watch the Twilight movies. Or 50 Shades of Grey, pick your poison.
I was thinking more like the Twilight Saga, but okay.
Yeah, but anyways, so Cross won. It is what it is. So, like I said, Keith Lee, this could be a rematch setup, or this could be Keith Lee's main roster call. We may never know.
And there's plenty more takeovers left over for the year.
Yeah, I think there's at least one more takeover. I think that's happening in October. Which, by the way, if they don't call that takeover NXT Takeover Halloween Havoc, I'm gonna be pissed. if it's in October, you have all the WCW
Could we get the freaking the House of Massacre match back? They have all the weapons on the steel cage. Or was that a different promotion?
That was the Underground, the House of Horrors match or something like that.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, with Will Mortis and Mac.
Fuck it. Let's just have a war game. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, we never know, like I said. But, so, now we talked about all the matches, talked about what we liked, we didn't like. Now it's time to grade the show overall out of 10. Brandon, I'll start with you. I had to kind of think about this one because...
You know, I've never really... had NXT where I wasn't like super excited about a good portion of it. This is the first one where I literally was kind of meh on. But I haven't been there for the promos or for the build up. I've not watched anything. So I was like, okay, well, I'm falling behind on the times because I'm becoming an electrician and earning actual money.
Yeah. Which is doing good, by the way, guys.
It's going to take another year and a half to restart my life, but hey, what the fuck ever. But for wrestling promos, I mean, what they could have done, what could have happened with the with the random person from the Bay Area for his first pay-per-view ever, and this sports kicker who I don't know why the fuck he's on the show. You know, it was way better than I expected of them. They did extremely well. I was not impressed by the women's match. I really wasn't. I think the biggest part of it was literally what's her name coming back and looking like Marilyn Manson.
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, that was the hype of the whole match, and of course the referee getting kicked in the face blatantly. That bitch don't like refs. Black and white. I was like, she killed him. Get another one. They're like Cracker Jacks. You eat one, you're just like, fuck it. I might as well keep going to the box and then I can have one severe case of stomach diarrhea. You know, pull out all the glass out of my stomach at once. But the ladder match was awesome. But you can't say that the show was saved by one match. So, in my opinion, I can only give this at the very most a 7. Because the Finn Balor match should have shined a lot more. The ground and pound, I love the fact they brought in someone that I like his style. Doesn't mean the match was amazing. It was good. It was the type of match I would see as a main event for like a regular NXT show. This shit where they keep bringing people on the celebrity matches. This shit is old, rehashed shit. I don't care that they took 2 years to build it up and all the shit they were doing with it. I mean, I love the cut scenes that they were showing from it. It was like, oh, cool. It's a cool build up because this guy's like, what the fuck is going on? That's what caught my attention. I was like, oh, look, this time the wrestlers are dragging people into it. Oh, that's interesting. Usually it's the other way around. So that was a little bit new, so it got my attention. But I just don't like the other sports people coming into wrestling because they don't belong there. These are the people that make their living off of another sport, and they need to stay where the fuck they are.
Well, like the Floyd Mayweather where they do a Big Show.
Well, what happens is this person's name is renowned by their sports, what they've done, and now they're having big matches. Who in the fuck has been held back in the match against Adam Cole? Could have had a bigger match with someone who needs the push, who should have been made relevant, and now they didn't get that shot. Okay, this is the shit that I don't like. This is why I give such bad ratings to wrestlers who jump shows and automatically get title shots because it's bullshit. They didn't make that show take that show where it's at right now. They didn't make it relevant. They showed up with their attitude and their bullshit, and they're like, I left my show. I deserve a title shot no matter where the fuck I go. And it's like, hey, go clean the fucking toilets. That's how I would do it. That's how it should be done. Because there's people there who have talent, who have been trying to promote the company and not getting their shots. And that's what these celebrity matches do. They do just that. They hold back the talent from having good matches. They hold back the talent from having any relevance at a pay-per-view. That shouldn't have been on the pay-per-view. That's like a pre-show match. That would have been fine. Instead, you got their roster being held back. Only 5 matches at their pay-per-views. And they hold back their one half of their match card to have that. No, I'm not okay with that. I am not okay with that. There were highlights, pops, this, that. Yeah, cool. He's an athlete. He's still a celebrity. He's still a football player. He doesn't belong in the ring. Entertainment purposes, I guess. Women's match, I'm not into them. I told you the ladder match is the best. And like you said, the NXT Championship match seemed to end just abruptly. I agreed. We both were like, that's it? I thought he would have kicked out at least once and then be forced to pass out or something. No. So we both agreed on that one. But I can't give it more than a 7 because, no, there were too many variables that I did not care for. And the big thing that touches down on my dislike for wrestling in today's era is this old school freaking celebrity crap. It really ruined what was going on. Did he have good moves? Yes, he went through training. They made sure that he wouldn't hurt himself. But he's a football player. He gets paid 10 times the amount the wrestlers do to be a football player. He doesn't belong on wrestling. He doesn't belong in the wrestling area. Who's the other one? The one that disappeared.
Gronk?
Yeah.
24/7 champion.
What about the other one? The guy that was a wrestler. That was his friend. The one he helped win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
No. Oh. No, I know. Oh, yeah. Fuck, I hate that guy, though. Mojo Rawley.
Where the fuck's Mojo Rawley right now?
I could care less.
You see that? We can remember Gronk, but we can't remember Mojo Rawley. Gronk got involved in the WWE, and we're like, what the fuck is the point of this shit? That's a celebrity intake. Interference, fine. I can get over that. Celebrity blatantly involved in the match as part of the contenders? No. Celebrities hosting Raw and SmackDown? Okay. Celebrities injecting themselves into matches? No. Absolutely not. Waste of fucking time. The WWE has too many superstars that they're releasing because they don't know what the fuck to do with them. Too many superstars that are not getting any showtime and getting no pushes, and they're doing the celebrity shit. NXT is now doing what the main show does, and I hate it. That was bullshit. I like the fact that Adam Cole and him had a problem. It would have been a great main event for a TV show. But an NXT, I'm not okay for it to be part of their freaking millennial freaking pay-per-view. I'm not okay with that. Congratulations, you built this random shit up over 2 years because this guy has a podcast. But he's not a wrestler. If anything, he should have been like a promoter for someone who's already a wrestler, some friend of his or something, so that he could debut, so that wrestler could debut or or could rise up from, we don't have anything to do with you, here, face Adam Cole. Then that would have been interesting. No, we're out of it. Nobody has nothing to do with wrestling, who's a football star, come and wrestle in our ring, one of our greatest assets. Are you fucking kidding me? Thank God we didn't stick Adam Cole in the ladder match, but we got Gargano in it again. Thank God that, we didn't use any other members of the Undisputed Era, who are massive talents that I don't know if they've been doing anything the last couple of weeks. And I'm just sitting here going, why? Why would this be on the main show? I get it. They don't have any ideas anymore. Their rivalries kind of suck. But NXT has always been the A show. It's been the most entertaining of all shows in the US. And you get this and you're like, I remember seeing stupid shit like this. Raw and SmackDown, that's right, because that's what we need to do is incorporate the Raw and SmackDown shit. No, not okay with it. They should be thankful I give this a 7 and not a 0, because they don't need to be copying or rehashing the shows that are failing. They need to be original, and they have the talent, and they have the people who know what they're doing. I have no idea what happened backstage. I have no idea what they're thinking for that match, or they're thinking for this pay-per-view. But number 30, it's a millennial thing. This was an important pay-per-view. I love the Triple X, the flames in the background. That was cool. I love the fact they brought pyrotechnics into it. Great. But I cannot stop thinking about how they interjected a football player and had a celebrity match again. Why? But hey, if NXT wants to try their shit out on it, go ahead, I guess. There's nothing I can say. I can just, shit talk it, and that's as far as it goes. NXT Takeover 30, you get a 7. That's the best you're getting out of me. That's my score. What do you think about it?
So after your 20-minute rant there, I apologize for kind of nicking on you for that, but I get you. You want to get your thoughts on. Look, I'll give a 7.5. I would say definitely it was kind of on the same kind of radar as like In Your House. It was good. It was, again, there's yet to been a bad takeover. Okay, we have not given, even Brandon's low score is 7. We have never given a takeover anything below a 7. So that still means it was a solid show. It just means Brandon and I have seen way better. And trust me, we have. So when it comes to the whole thing, the Pat McAfee thing never bothered me as much as him, but I do agree. I'm not really big sold on the whole celebrity matches. I do think they need to cut back on that.
They even announced that he was hanging out with freaking Baron Corbin. I'm like, there you go. Have him promote Baron Corbin. How about Baron Corbin versus Adam Cole? Even that would have made more sense. And have him interfere and trip Cole and Cole lose to Baron Corbin just because. Or, have him interfere. Cole jumps out, super kicks the fucker. I don't know. I don't care. But to have him as one of the no, I can't let it go. I'm being a bitch.
Well, you can calm down now. You've had your time to talk. Now you can let me.
No, I watched it. That was bullshit.
Look. Let me talk now. If you don't mind letting me fucking talk now, I can kind of explain.
Okay. Okay.
Look, you had your time. So, like I said, I agree with you. I am not a fan of celebrity matches. I think they're usually pointless. And yes, okay, I was not a fan of the Floyd Mayweather Big Show match at the WrestleMania 24.
Nope.
Yes, okay, I get it. It did money, but it was like, really, this is the best you could have done. I get that, okay? At least with Mike Tyson, it brought a lot of money, but he was never like wrestling in a match. He was just the enforcer for Michaels and Shawn. It had great build-up and made lots of money, okay? I get that. I don't mind stuff like that. And I don't mind guys like, for example, Ronda Rousey coming in because she does have a passion for wrestling. She actually did train, and she proved herself. So it's not like celebrities cannot compete in a ring. But like you said, they need to hold back on it. I get this was NXT's first time. This is not like NXT's, this is NXT's been doing this forever. If they kept on doing that, I would be on the same bar. It's like, okay, fucking enough. This was a tryout thing. It was not a bad match. That whole time, it was just Ken McAfee performed.
That's the one thing I liked, was it wasn't a bad match.
That was the only, like I said, if Pat McAfee fucking sucked in that ring and match failed terribly, especially if someone like Adam Cole, then I would have been on your page. I've been like, this was fucking bullshit.
We even got McAfee low blowing Cole. I mean, it was like, oh, he kicked him in the groin. Who didn't see that coming?
So, like I said, if McAfee sucked and the match sucked, then I would have been on board. So, okay, this is fucking. Then I would have been a little more
totally
angry.
Pointless.
Yeah, but I do agree. They should have done something better. I would prefer seeing something better. Heck, if I were booking, I would just done Cole and Keith Lee 2 in a rematch for the NXT Championship. Have Lee beat Cole, and then that could set up for Karrion Kross for the next takeover.
I would have had him face Karrion Kross. What did Karrion Kross do? He hurt Dijakovic and then lit Lee's face on fire. I got a title shot out of that. Woo! Let me go get some gasoline.
But again, kind of let me talk here. Like I said, I understand where you're coming from. I will say this: the match was good. Pat McAfee did not embarrass himself, so it didn't frustrate as bad. But like I said, and I agree with you on this, don't do more celebrity matches. Like I said, I really fucking hated the Donald Trump one they did. And even though he never competed, but he was so fucking influenced in that match. They did the whole McMahon Trump thing at WrestleMania. It did lots of money, but I fucking hated it. But at the end of the day, Pat McAfee performed well. He showed that he cared. The match, it was a one-time match, and it was good for what it was. And if that's the case, I'm fine with this. Now, if they go, like you said, overboard with this and they start doing more of these, then I'll get annoyed. Like I said, the Gronk thing, I fucking hated because I didn't like Gronk. I don't care about Gronk, exactly. And they did nothing with him.
He's literally the tryout point for introducing the NFL into the WWE.
He quit the company anyway.
It was a total fucking flop. The only other things that you had Sweet Tea. He was a football player originally. And so was Brock Lesnar. But they were freaks of fucking lit.
Brock Lesnar joined football after the WWE. But there was...
But they're freaks of nature. They're huge guys.
But even back in the day, you had Lawrence Johns, I think, John Lawrence or something like that, who was an old football player way back in the day. Back in the old days, he wrestled, I think, Bam and Bigelow Main Event Mania. So and they even had Mr. T in the infamous, I think, WrestleMania, very first Mania, had a competed match. So it's not like it's not uncommon, but NXT, this was just a one-time.
There's gaps of time between each time it's been a success. Yeah. And the ones that they have been introducing as of late have been complete utter dick flops. It's like, what the fuck?
I think personally this was just to try to get viewership, but the thing is, Pat McAfee is not well known. I think if you were going like, let's say, a Tom Brady, it would have been more viewership. I would understand.
Tom Brady? Seriously?
Look, listen to me.
He'd have been the same size as Adam Cole, at least.
Well, no, just listen to me. I think I know why they're trying to get more viewership by having like a football player like Pat McAfee. But the thing is, though, Pat isn't as well known as someone like a Tom Brady or something like that. But let's be honest, Tom Brady probably would have been a worse choice because I don't think he's a wrestling fan at all. You know, and his age, he's 40s, I think, almost 50s. So I don't know how well he would perform. So at the end of the day, the match was good. He didn't embarrass himself. That's all that matters. Just ease up on the celebrities, or if you're going to bring in celebrity, bring in someone that has wrestling trained like for months and months. Like, for example, Dominic Mysterio. He's not really an athlete, but he's been trained for wrestling. That's why, no matter if we think the match sucks or not, we're probably going to be more open for Dominic's debut because this is his first wrestling match, but he's not known for being like a football player or any other celebrity. He's really trying to be like his dad. He's trying to get in the wrestling business like his dad. So we're going to probably be more open to that. But like I said, Dominic, I think he's going to have a really good performance, but we're going to find out tomorrow. But like I said, I agree with Brandon to a certain extent. I'm not going to go overboard, but like I said, the celebrity thing, I do agree. I'd rather just not happen, or if you're going to do it, at least have it some sort of like 6-man tag on TV or something. It's like a short little thing. But I don't need celebrity matches all the time. This was a one-time thing. It was fine for what it was, but I would have done a lot more. Like I said, Cole versus Cross would have been a better choice, and then you could have done Keith Lee versus maybe Finn Balor for the championship or something, something like that. You could have done a few other things. I agree on that. Like I said, Pat McAfee was like I said, I judge matches by their goodness. That's how I rate shows, by good matches. So the opening was good, not great, but good. The ladder match was a lot of fun. The Pat McAfee was good. He didn't embarrass himself. The women's match was decent at best. It was a TV match at best, but I could have seen a lot better. And the main event was very weirdly booked. It was a different type of match, a lot slower than I thought, and then the ending just kind of felt abrupt. So that kind of brought it down. So I gave it 7.5. Like I said, there was still a lot more positives on the show, but there were still some stuff I would personally change. Like I said, the Pat McAfee, if I had my way, I would have changed it. I would not put that match. personally, there's a few other matches they were building up that they could have done. You could have done Rhea Ripley versus Mercedes Martinez. They've been having a feud. That would have been fucking awesome. You could have done Isaiah Scott versus Santos for Cruiserweight Championship. They're starting to build rivalry with that. You know, Isaiah Scott says best, says, I was the only man to beat you ever in your WWE career thus far. I want your shot. And yet the Cruiserweights have never been on Takeover yet. I would prefer that. You could have done something like that. I get the NXT Tag Team Championships 50-50, but you could have done something with that too. So, yes, I agree with you on that, but I'm not going to completely shit the bed on this. But we could both agree on one thing in particular. Actually, a couple things. One, the match was good. Pat McAfee did not embarrass himself. But at the end of the day, we need to ease up on the celebrity shit. We need to stop doing the celebrity matches. Like I said, there are exceptions like Stephen Amell who can go on his own, which is fine, little stuff like that. The Pat McAfee was fine, but at the end of the day, we don't need something that's going to be overboard. We don't need something like a Donald Trump thing or a Floyd Mayweather or another fucking Gronk, which literally didn't, or one of my favorites, Cain Velasquez, who literally had that one match with Lesnar in 2 minutes and then was released shortly after, and they billed him like millions of dollars, and it's like he only had one match, and it was like, what was the point? And that still makes me mad. They literally buried Kofi on SmackDown to Lesnar in 7 seconds to have a 2-minute match in Saudi Arabia with Cain Velasquez, and look where Cain is now. He's fired. Basically, it's like, what the fuck was the point? What was the point of that? So that stuff like that pisses me off. So yes, celebrities thing, it was one-time thing, so I appreciate trying something new, but ease up on that. Just continue to do what you've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years, and that's using your talent, whether it's small, big, doesn't matter. Just show up your talent because you got a lot of great talent.
Please bring the authors of pain back into NXT already.
Well, one of them's injured again, so.
I don't care. They got injured on the main roster and they're not being used at all. Please bring them back to NXT where they belong.
I will say this, NXT needs to build up their tag team division again because they've lost a lot of guys and the division's really shallow right now. But then again, the main roster's not even better because they're not using half their talent, and sometimes their talent gets fucking released, like the fucking Ascension. That was a team that had potential, but then they turned to War Warriors, anti-War Warriors 2.0, and fucking buried all the legends.
That was their fault. They literally made them come out in gear and face paint that looked like a rip-off of them. That was their fault. They shouldn't have allowed that to happen. That was
WWE's fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, you may sound like it was Ascension's
fault.
No,
it was a promoter's fault.
Yeah.
The Ascension, when they redid their face paint to look more diabolic, I was like, that's original. But their shoulder pads, when they changed them, it was like, dude.
Yeah, but again, that's another. We could go around on the Ascension because when we saw
they kept them black and got rid of the red, it'd be perfect.
Basically, if they just stuck with their NXT basically personas instead of just shoulder pads, their World Wars 2.0, we're going to just have all the legends bury them. And I was just like, I still hated that segment where they had NWO, APA, and basically the New Age Outlaws in that 7. They just basically bury them. It was like, and then it's like, oh, we beat the New Age Outlaws.
The longest reigning NXT tag champions ever.
And you had on Raw and
right, the Undisputed Era didn't beat their record, right?
No, they came in way later. It was Lucha Dragons. It was Kalisto and Sin Cara that beat them.
No, they haven't. They still have.
Oh yeah. I think Ascension still have the longest reigning tag team champion. I have to double check, but I think they still have the record. I know Adam Cole's still the new longest reigning NXT champion. Asuka still holds the reign for the longest women's championship run. But I believe the Ascension still have it, but if anybody's closer, it would be Undisputed Era. I have to double check on that, but I think Ascension still holds the record. But basically, we both agree it was around the 7 out of 10 area. Solid show. I thought it was good. He thought it was decent at best. We're going to watch SummerSlam. We might do a review on SummerSlam. We'll give you our thoughts. SummerSlam does have potential to be good.
I give you my word. If SummerSlam sucks, you will not have me on the review.
Well, we'll just see. Like I said, it just depends how he is. And like I said, he works. I have vacation. So either way, you will be getting a review.
Are you ready to watch Randy Orton win his 14th championship? No, 15th championship.
No, 14th.
14th championship?
So we'll just see. So like I said.
Shit.
So like I said, at the end of the day, the show was fun. I liked it. He thought it was okay at best. But again, it was not a bad show. We'll talk about SummerSlam there will be a review. If it's not with both of us, it will be just from me. And I'll give you my honest thoughts about it. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead on out. It's getting late. So
I hear voices in my head that tell me that my career is dead. I suck again. I suck again.
So, with that being said,
if he doesn't win a championship, oh my God. Oh my God.
So, that being said,
that's going to go viral.
So, with that being said, I'm Preston. This is Brandon. Take care of my peeps. We'll see you guys next time. Any last words?
Fuck that shit.
He's